You ever feel like you're on the sidelines of life? You know, in a world that's all about the loudest voice and the biggest personality, it's easy to feel like you're doing something wrong if you're the kind of person who'd rather just watch.
Yeah, you know the feeling. You're at a party or maybe in a meeting, and you find yourself just listening, absorbing everything, really understanding the room instead of fighting for the spotlight. You're not the main character everyone's buzzing about. Nope. You're the one holding the camera, capturing the entire story.
For ever, this trait has been called all sorts of things, right? Shy, passive, maybe even a little weak. Well, we are about to bust that wallflower myth wide open. Because what if I told you that trait is actually a powerful strategic advantage? So the key to flipping this whole perspective is something called observational intelligence. And let's be really clear here, this isn't about being checked out or disengaged. It's the exact opposite. It's an active, powerful form of intelligence where you're busy gathering crucial data while everyone else is just making noise. So let's just lay it all out. The myth says you're passive, disengaged, weak. But the reality? Oh, the reality is you're an active data collector. You're being strategic. And that is incredibly powerful. You aren't just hearing words, you're decoding the entire system. Okay, so if this is a real form of intelligence, what can you actually do with it? Well, it comes with a pretty unique set of abilities. Honestly, you can think of them as your observational superpowers. Inside your toolkit, you've got 3 core skills: the ability to spot patterns nobody else sees, communicating with almost surgical precision, and this is a big one, conserving your social energy for when it truly matters. Let's dive into these. All right, first up, pattern recognition. While everyone else is scrambling, thinking about what they're going to say next, you're a step ahead. You're focused on why they're even saying it. You're picking up on the tiny shifts in body language, the real power dynamics in the room, and all the unspoken truths that fly right over most people's heads.
I mean, just stop and think about that for a second. What does that actually mean? It means your level of insight is so profound, you basically know people's secrets before they've even admitted them to themselves.
And this leads to a huge difference in communication styles. It's everything, really. You've got the machine gun talker, just spraying words everywhere, creating a lot of noise and wasting a ton of energy. But the observer? Nope. You're the sniper. You speak rarely, but when you do, it's calculated, it's accurate, and man, does it create some impact. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Sure, but this kind of thing totally holds you back at work, right? Well, actually, the opposite is often true. In fact, these skills can become a massive advantage, especially when it comes to leadership. I get it. It sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? The quiet observer as the effective leader. But the skills, they transfer perfectly. That ability to sit back and see the whole picture is exactly what's needed to guide a team with real clarity and purpose. So the big question is why? Why are observers so good at this? Well, it's because they get the real team dynamics. Their decisions are based on data, not just who's shouting the loudest. They don't get pushed around by big personalities, and they're always strategizing from that zoomed-out perspective. It makes total sense that you find this trait in top-tier strategists, writers, and psychologists. But, and this is a big but, like any superpower, there is a kryptonite. There's a flip side, because seeing the world clearly is one thing. Actually participating in it, that's another. And there's a real danger of getting a little too comfortable on the sidelines.
So this is the question you have to ask yourself, and you've got to be honest. At what point does your greatest strength turn into a cage?
And this trap, it actually has a name: paralysis by analysis. You know what this feels like? It's that feeling of being completely stuck. You've gathered all the data, you see all the possible outcomes, but you're so terrified of making the wrong move that you end up making no move at all. And oh boy, does it become a vicious cycle. You observe, then you analyze everything, then you get scared of messing up, so you delay. And what do you do next? You tell yourself you just need to observe a little bit more. And boom, you're caught in the loop. And your moment to act, it just passes you by. So how do we break out of that loop? Look, the goal is not to stop being an observer. Come on, that's your strength. It's all about learning how to use your powers effectively. It's about making a conscious choice in the moment. Am I in the audience right now, or is it my cue to get on stage? And that right there, that's the heart of the challenge. It is so easy to become comfortable watching life that you completely forget to live it. Your greatest strength can absolutely become your biggest liability if you're not careful. Remember, observation is supposed to inform your life, not be your life. Okay, so what's the path forward? First, don't ever stop being an observer. That is your gift. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. The real work, the true path to growth, is learning to trust your own analysis. It's about knowing that precise moment when it's time to step out from behind the camera and onto the stage. So I'm going to leave you with this. Your observational intelligence gives you a map of the world that very few people have. The only question left is, where are you going to use that map to go?